Welcome back to Blindside BJJ. Today we're going to dive into the topic of how to improve quickly in Jiu-Jitsu. We're going to go through 4 concepts that are going to speed up your progress in Jiu-Jitsu. They're going to make you become a way more solid practitioner, and also it's going to be fun in the progress. And your body's going to thank me. Let's get started. Concept number 1, it is not everyday porrada. A big misconception that beginners do, and even high-level old school athletes or a lot of people actually still do, is they go all out every time they train. And while this is fun, and sometimes it can be a good release factor for your shitty day or just overall well-being after your training session, it's actually hindering your performance. The problem is when you're going all out all the time is you're not rolling technically, and your body, you're setting it up for disaster. If you're always going all out, it's almost inconceivable that eventually you won't get injured. Now, rolling hard is really important, but in a smart way. So if I'm going 5 times in my week, I might roll 1 session, maybe 2 if I'm feeling really good with hard rolls. And when I'm saying hard rolls, we're not going 100%. We're gonna be going 80 to 90 approximately. Because by doing this, we're gonna get good intensity in, but we're still gonna leave that little 10 to 20% buffer to keep the rolls safe and not hurt each other. The rest of the week, I'm gonna be accumulating good quality technical volume. So what we're gonna aim for is about 60 to 70%. And when we're doing this way, well, first of all, you're gonna be able to train way more often without being so overtrained and so ran down from your training week. And also, think about it this way. If I'm doing a 5-minute roll, and I'm holding on to positions for dear life for 4 of those 5 minutes, are you really getting better at jiu-jitsu, or are you just getting better at surviving and holding on? So by also doing 60 to 70%, you're gonna be able to implement some game plans. Concept number 2, stop going into training with no game plan. What I mean by a game plan. So jiu-jitsu has thousands of techniques, okay? And we can't learn them all. So what you want to do is you want to build your own game plan. My game plan, I'm starting out and I'm a white belt, would be I want to become good at escaping, which by the way is really intelligent, because if your escapes are solid as a beginner, well, you're going to be a lot harder to tap and you'll be able to work on the other positions a lot more often. So let's say you want to work on escaping, you want to work on back control, and you want to work on getting out of side control. Depends on your progress, but it could be a solid game plan for the next 3 to 4 months. So you become proficient at these points while going often in your week and applying the principles that I spoke about in point 1. And your improvement is going to go through the roof compared to if you're just doing every position and every roll. You want to improve on armbar, I want to improve on guillotine, I want to improve on heel hooks, although white belt heel hooks is kind of touchy, and it's going to just fast track your progress. By doing this, what it does is you're going to be stacking position over position. You're going to become solid in key areas for your game, okay? Now this is another important point about having a game plan. Your game, you start defining it as soon as you start your jiu-jitsu journey. If you define it early on and you go through the positions and you keep a couple, you can't keep them all. I'm not good at every position, nobody is. Well, you're gonna become a master of those positions and it's going to show. You're going to become a lot better, a lot faster. Concept number 3, do situationals. So when I started out doing jiu-jitsu, what we used to do is we used to fist bump, start on our knees, and just roll. And it was really fun at the time, but if I would have implemented situationals back then, I would have got way better, way faster. The important thing to think about is when you're doing a full roll, when you're a beginner, you're not gonna be accessing many positions. If you're going against somebody that's better than you, first of all, he's gonna decide where the roll goes. You're just gonna be holding on for dear life. If you're more advanced, the concept 2 is that if you have developed a game and you never go into certain positions, if you end up in that position in a match, if you end up in a roll where you're gonna feel a bit lost and it's gonna hinder your performance. At the end of the day, well, this permits us to get quality reps in these positions. So example, if I'm going 3 times per week, where you're gonna get exposed a lot more time in certain positions that you have to work on. So let's say you have a weakness in your game and the coach lets you do it, because sometimes he has a plan too and you have to follow the coach's plan. But let's say you have to work on your back escapes because they suck, where you're gonna be able to work it a lot more precisely by doing situationals than if you're just doing a roll. because the roll, well, you might just start from standing up and might not even make it to the back. So you're gonna be a lot more precise with your training. You're gonna get quality reps in, you're gonna get good volume. Now that being said, should you only do situationals? No, you shouldn't. You have to get the rolls in too, because it bridges the gap in between the situationals you've been doing. So if you've been working on certain positions, you have to find a way to make it to these positions. So that's where the rolls come in, and rolling is very important too. And also, if you're going through a competition phase, well, you're gonna have to get used to that intensity of starting standing up and going through the positions. Concept number 4, watch instructionals and watch footage. This point is kind of a no-brainer, but when I started jiu-jitsu, once again, this was kind of frowned upon. So nowadays we're really lucky because we have access to amazing information. Would it be on YouTube? Would it be with BJJ Fanatics, platforms like Submeta, and others that I just are not coming at the top of my head? And we have access to so many solid techniques at the tip of our fingers with just sometimes a bit of money. And it would be kind of, unless the budget don't permit it, it would be kind of stupid not to take advantage of this. It used to be that to get access to this kind of information, you'd have to drive 6 hours and go do a seminar that cost you $300, that at the end of the day, well, that black belt just took your money and didn't want to show you the secret technique. So you never even had access to it. So now with, like, let's say if I want to work on my wrestle ups, I buy a good instructional on it because I find they're not sharp enough, and it's just so easy. So take advantage of this. Go, and if, let's say you get a little birthday present or something, go buy your first instructional, study it, and don't just go through it. Take notes on it, watch it, take notes on every position. Say, okay, he places his hand here, he grabs this grip, etc. Okay? And this is another way to surefire that you're gonna get better faster. And it's not just because you're watching technique, it's because you're investing yourself in your sport. You're trying to learn. You're not just going through the sport, you're actually trying to educate yourself. Implement these 4 methods in your game and you're going to see a huge difference, I guarantee you. So if you liked the video, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video.